Hey, welcome to the Full 42. Please like and subscribe and all that stuff. We're going to be talking about television shows, top 5 television shows. I have like a list of 40 that I had to whittle down. And I could have thought more, but I figured after 40, if it didn't pop into my head. And that's, we started off with a caveat of no Star Wars, no Marvel. And I put one on myself, no Star Trek. Otherwise, 2 or 3 of them would be Star Trek.
No, you knew you weren't going to get a new Star Trek from me, so.
True, right. So there's going to be no Star Wars, no Marvel, no Star Trek on these lists, just because you could pretty much fill up the top 5 with any of those genres, for me anyway, for any of those genres and stuff. So figured people would like to see other things besides that. Andrew!
Also, we said series too, right? So, it'd be pretty easy to go over the Star Wars series that we would recommend to everybody.
Well, I could recommend 3. Yeah, 3 of them, and then the start of one right now, right? Speaking of that, I guess we could do announcements, but you and me and my brother were on a show called Scarify, the same channel here on YouTube, where we're talking about Ahsoka. So check out those. We did 2 episodes for each episode. Spoilers, obviously, but go check that out. Yep.
Tomorrow, 9:00.
Did you limit your stuff to stuff outside sci-fi? No, not necessarily. Just
no, not specifically.
I did have to, because like I said, after taking Star Wars and Star Trek and all that out, there was still a list of 40, right? So I had to start putting on more limitations on me. So I took out anything that had only 1 season. And I took out certain things that just like everybody knows about. I thought, let's make this list a little useful. I'll mention which ones I took out just,
Sure.
because of that. But
yeah, there's one I left off that I feel, well, 2 really, but.
Yeah, I mean, some are like so obvious. Everybody, they don't need us telling them like, "Hey, go watch this." They've heard it a billion times, right? So.
Also, if anyone knows me, they know. I quote way too much from the show anyway. So.
See, I asked if you had a show that you talk about from time to time, and you said you didn't. So we'll see.
We've talked about it though. It's The Office. It's The Office. You haven't passed season. Episode 3 of season 1 or something ridiculous. So
no. I went to season 2, episode 3-ish, something like that.
Same thing.
The Wire. I thought about The Wire. It's a great show. Not on my list though.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, and we're gonna have a lot of people like say this one and this one, and I'll pop them up there. Well, I don't know what's on your list. So I don't want to have someone say something before that. So as they say it, we might pop them up there and stuff. But
yeah, I mean, I think there might be one that would be a cross between maybe you, maybe the chat and my list. But I literally only have 5. I have a bunch I can mention that I left off because they're very niche. They can be soap opera-ish. Sometimes the writing was piss poor. We can get into one of these. I would be I
have a group of things I'm thinking of that when you say that, but you might not be thinking of. But anyway,
yeah.
Well, before we get into that, let's talk about some announcements and stuff. I already mentioned that we got Scarify going on. Do you have a Let's Play show going on this week?
Yeah, I'm going to do one this week. I'm not sure who or what yet, but there'll be one this week for sure.
Cool. Oh, also, and after we do our list, you have something that you told me to bring a die. I don't know what that's for.
Yeah. Well, I'll put you through a little bit of torture after we do our top 5.
Great. Torture for Chris after the list. Yeah, and I'll name off all the stuff on my list so that people know that I didn't forget. Oh, I forgot one.
Feeling.
Oh, no, I can't put this one. I don't want to put that one. I'm going to put that one.
Put it back.
It's not on my list, but it'll be on my mention. I'm actually curious as how many you've seen of these mentions.
Okay.
Because there's probably a few that you haven't, I bet.
Are you going to do your 5 and then rattle off the 40?
Yeah, I'll just name them real quick.
All right,
I'm
cool.
not gonna like talk for an hour about stuff, but
Well, then we'll see how many of them I've actually seen.
yeah, actually, that'd be cool to see how many you've seen. Yeah. Do you have a Luca painting for us to take a look at?
I do. I have a Luca painting.
Every week we look at a little painting the son has done, and we try to, do the what's it called whenever they do the butterfly thing? What's
Really? You never
Rorschach?
watched-
Rorschach.
Yeah, the Rorschach test.
Yep, Rorschach.
He painted. He did
Another
3
good
for me
series.
today. But these 3 over my shoulder, he did today.
Oh wow, all 3.
He got 3 in today.
Well, show it to us. See what we can
No.
see.
I'm going to save him. All right. So again, started out with 3x3s. He's doing 4x4s. This one is from more recent. It's from August 14th. And for those checking, it's number 29.
Ooh, that one
Yeah.
seems kind of dark. I get like a monster with tentacles floating around vibe from that one. I think it's more like the grayish tones make it feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I mean? Like it could almost be like a land jellyfish thing, but a giant one.
Yeah.
Kind of like moving across the fields and its little legs are dragging.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I see that. Yeah, it's like moving. It's moving the other way, this way.
Yeah.
Like moving
this way.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know what the yellow is. Maybe it's kicking up all the wheat or something from the fields.
Mhm.
That's what I see anyway. So, what do you see?
A banana.
A banana. True sees a banana.
Oh, the yellow could be a banana. I bet that's what the.
Yeah.
All right. So once I say it, you're gonna not be able to unsee it, and it goes
Good.
back to a cartoon of ours, a favorite cartoon of ours growing up. Probably we'd still watch it. It's one of the characters from the Ninja Turtles,
Oh, is it Kang?
Leatherhead.
Oh, Leatherhead. Oh, I was seeing Kang because it's floaty pink, right?
I see that now, but yeah, I see that. I see this is his hat, and then this is like his snout, and then this would be his bottom mouth.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't unsee it now. I see the crocodile wearing a hat, so now it's Leatherhead.
Mhm. Close up of a flower in the wind. Yeah, has a Giorgio O'Keeffe kind of quality.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, so that's Luca's painting for today.
I mean, you could go rock steady with it too, right? Because the color, kind of
Yeah,
pink in it.
sure, you could.
If he has yellow blood and has been beheaded,
Or
that one's a dark one. That's what I'm saying.
he might have eaten something that had yellow blood.
I'm getting dark vibes from that one.
It definitely could be dark. I can see it. They're not all flowers and underwater anemone. Like
Luca's a
them are
deep soul.
yeah, he's got a lot going on. Kind of like that fucking Mopkin in the back that I'm waiting for to move.
The what?
Whatever that puppet is in the corner. I remember them called Mopkins.
Oh, that?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the thing to move one day, man. Like I'm leaving studio. As soon as it starts to move, I don't want to know what happens to you. I'll read about it at some point.
He's just a nice old guy. He's hanging out. He's got his hat on here. You can see. Here, I'll let you focus it. There he is. See, he's just hanging out. That's my buddy.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't yet tied fishing wire to its arm and like your right arm, and you just give it a tug every now and then.
I've thought about it. I've thought about like getting someone to like get under the couch right here because it's futon. It's raised up, so and you could get under there and someone just like have his head turn and look.
I'm out. Leave studio and I'm out.
Just completely. No, because it's going to be kind of like that Grudge thing, right? Like you think you left the haunted house, but then they follow you.
Don't even joke.
You're just like, nope. And you close it and you turn around. And there's a puppet there.
And it's here. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my God. I'd die. Forget it. No shit.
I don't understand. Look, I get it with the wooden ones that have the lines right there, little, I forget what they're called, but
Like Annabelle.
those are creepy, but this is a Muppet. This is fuzzy old guy. Like Kermit.
It doesn't
Kermit's
stop
not
it from
creepy.
getting creepy as shit when it moves by itself. I don't care what it is. I've seen Puppet Master.
Kermit's not creepy.
If Kermit's moving by himself in your room, he is.
I don't know. It'd still be kind of like, it's Kermit.
What are you doing?
It's like coming to life. It's magic. Yay.
No. What are you doing? You want to come here?
Yeah. But anyway, the puppet back there, I thought about having him like starting off with him. It's just me instead, and not coming on for the entire episode. Just have the puppet. I didn't think you'd carry on with it though.
No.
No? Okay.
Maybe I would. I'd see how long it would last. You want me to change it?
Yeah. I'd probably have to do it whenever we have a guest though. And it has to be the right guest, right?
I probably would not do it if there was a guest.
No?
I think that would be
well,
weird.
This way you could talk to the guest and, the puppet could talk to both of you. You're not just stuck with a puppet, basically.
Be a really quick show.
Anyway, any other announcements?
No, not this week.
All right. Well, you want to dive into the top 5 series you should see? Yeah. We still got a few people lagging behind. I know are coming, but that's fine. They can catch us later.
Yeah, okay.
And by the way, if you're watching this and it's not live, put it in the comments. Tell us what your favorite shows are. Maybe even your top 5. It's really hard to make this list, but at least if we miss one, you got to tell me, because I feel like I'm missing like 5 or 10. I thought of 2 while we're sitting here. Wrote them down.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, you're talking about a top 5 with you have 40 something mentions. There's so many things depending on how far back you want to go, right? Like I think the oldest one I have is 2018.
Oh,
so
wow.
A lot of these kind of came out like while you weren't allowed out of your house. So
the oldest one of my top 5 is from the 90s.
Whoa.
So.
Okay. Yeah, we looked at it a little different, I guess.
Hmm.
Also, I kind of feel like that stuff people have already seen, right?
You never know. There's a lot of people that just, I mean, we were just talking about this the other day where people haven't seen Star Wars Rebels, and that's been out for years, right? And there's people that are like, yeah, I want to get around to it. Sometimes you just got to get around to it.
Sure. That's true.
Yeah. People are busy. Hey, Alan.
You're a little busy. Hey, Alan. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah. So anyway, let's get into our top 5. What was it? Top 5 series you should see. I think I know where you can see all of these. Hold on, let me make sure. Yeah.
Let us know who this is. Who is this?
Oh, yeah. We need your name if you're talking on Facebook. And you can click on a link on the post and it'll do that, or it'll give us permission to see it, or you can just tell us.
The Magicians is one I want to catch. It's not on my list. It's one I want to catch. I've heard it looks fun.
I was gonna put Magicians is not on my big giant list, much less the 5, but only because I haven't finished the last season, and I can't recommend something unless I've seen the whole thing. So it is good though. It's like what would happen if Harry Potter were adults, like college situation, and it was like real bad, like real life. Yep, there's some good ones being listed already.
Yeah. Actually, haven't seen that one either.
You haven't seen that? Okay. Well, okay. We're after this top 5, we're gonna go down the list and shame you a little bit. Just kidding.
Yeah,
Not shame.
Like
I said, people are busy. Not everybody can see stuff. So.
Well, also there's especially now with all the different services, there's so much stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the good thing is that I know for a fact that you can see all of these things, at least a good portion of them. No, I think all of them by, streams. So streaming services. All right. So do you want to go with your number 5 first or me?
I can start. I'm just
go ahead.
Hold on. I'm going to mention this now. So none of these. Oh, hey, what's going on? None of these are.
Don't say they're not in order. I
Oh,
went
not-
like I oh my god. I tortured myself. Oh, is this one over this one over this one? Did it? You gotta
Can't
put
do
them in
that.
order, man.
No, because I mean, if you were doing top 5 sci-fi series or top 5 horror series or top
Yeah.
5 comedies, that would be. But this is like it's completely different of a list, right?
I know mine are all over the place too.
So obviously I watch a lot of stuff with Luca, mostly Rebels, but there are two that I'll mention. If whoever's watching this, if you have young kids or have anyone in your family that has young kids, two that you should check out. They're not on my top 5 just because they're more specific. Trash Truck and Shark Dog. They're both on Netflix. Trash Truck is actually based on a real kid named Hank who had an affinity with the local garbage truck, and the dude there's a book, there's a whole story, and they did a series. It's cool what it teaches, right? It's weird, and like he's friends with a raccoon and a bear and a mouse, and it's just, or a marmot, I forget what, I think they're in Australia. But the story is genuine. It's a really cool story. And then Shark Dog, we just started. Luca, can you bring me Shark Dog?
Is that like Shark Boy?
No. So it's part shark, part dog.
Andrew says Bluey if you have little ones.
Yeah, I tried watching Bluey.
Is that for you though?
No, it's not. I think
You mean he tried?
I think he brought me the remote. Like, change this. But so Shark Dog is just goofy and fun, right? It's this dog that's half shark, that talks, right, and everybody understands it. But
Are you sure it's not a shark that's half dog?
it's a dog that's half shark.
Yep.
It could be a shark that's half. The jury's still out on that. But what it does, I mean, it's teaching lessons and it's goofy shit. But what I notice is like one of the main character's friends has like one of those, I don't know the name of it, but those bow legs, like the metal, the runner had them. Like he's got a leg that's cut off from the knee down, but it's got one of those like bow.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Bottom of the leg.
Right.
Another character has a replacement, like a bionic arm. Just neat that it's a more modern show, but it was inclusive in that way, and it's the first time I really noticed like some of the characters that not only in the background, like you don't have a character that's just kind of in a wheelchair, just kind of chilling. They actually like are in the show, which was really cool. But the show is kind of fun. So if you have kids and you're looking for two stuff, those are the two that I watch constantly. So I'm going to go from my, do I go from 18 up?
Prosthetic. Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah,
I was trying to remember the word as well.
It's like that, it's like a bow, like I forget what the name of it is. But yes, prosthetic. Same with the arm. I'm going to go from my shortest to my longest. So this one is more recent. It's 2021. It was only on for one season, which sucks. Also, mine are all from Netflix. I guess I'll reiterate. It's only 9 episodes. They're roughly 40 minutes apiece, so it's really not too much of an ask to get into. But I think what really makes this shine is its animation, its style, its story. And I know nothing of the IP. The only thing I knew about it is there was a board game called Mechs and Minions, and that was it. But it's Arcane.
Oh, I'm so glad you put this on here.
Arcane is great. Arcane, again, I knew nothing of it, so I went into it not knowing any of the characters, not knowing the storyline. I don't even know if they have like if this was did for this thing, but the story, the animation style, everything about that show, like once you watch the first one, you're in it.
Yes.
So if you haven't checked out Arcane, it's not too much.
The storytelling and character development, it's so good. It's so captivating. Yeah. I'm so glad you put that on. It's on my list, but like I said, I had to make up all these qualifiers, and one was only one season, and it hurt so bad to take it off. I almost broke that rule just to put it back on. So I'm glad you got it on.
I'm glad I put it there. Yeah, it's worth it. Like I said, it's short. I don't know why they haven't come out with more, but it's worth checking out.
All right. Well, my number 5, I kind of grab from different genres as well. So on this genre, I went for the comedy kind of quirky kind of show that I think it's got maybe 5 seasons. It's been a little while since I've watched it, but I've seen it through twice now, and some different episodes here and there. But pretty sure you could see it on Hulu or Amazon Prime. Eureka. Have you ever seen Eureka?
Okay. Yeah, I think I saw a couple episodes when it first came out.
It's in the same universe as Warehouse 13, if you've seen that. But Eureka is much better. So yeah, it's this sheriff finds a hidden town in the middle of America where America sends all its geniuses to live, and they build all these crazy inventions, and crazy stuff happens, and he's the sheriff of the town. And it's just really fun. It's like every episode, it's a little bit of mystery, what's going on and stuff, but the characters are all fun, and it's you don't get bored with it at all. So,
are they sequential, or are they just standalone like stories?
No, there's like overarching stories, especially with characters and stuff, because he starts to embed himself into like get to know people, and there's reoccurring people and stuff like that, and there's some really weird individuals, which you would expect, all these weird personalities pushed together and stuff. So It's pretty good. Justified. I've heard great things about this. I watched about 5 or 6 episodes.
It's good.
And it was good. But for some reason, I forgot to keep coming back. Like it kind of lagged. So, but maybe it picks up a lot. Yeah. What was that?
They have a new one too, right? Where he's in the city.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. But I mostly picked it up just because he plays Cobb Vanth in Mandalorian, and people were like, "It's just like Justified, only in Star Wars." I was like, "Oh, I like Cobb Vanth." So
yeah,
and they were right. It kind of seems the same, but yeah. So yeah, number 5 is Eureka for me.
That's cool. All right, number 4. So I said I was going to go in order of shortest to longest. This is 1 episode more than our. Okay. So this is the oldest one on my list. Again, it's on Netflix. It came out in 2018. The episodes are about 50 to an hour, so a little bit longer, but not much. There are 10 of them. But holy shit, did it leave an impact on me. Like so it's in the horror genre. I'm not one to be freaked out. Like The Ring is probably the most freaked out I've ever been about watching anything. Like it fucked me watching it.
I think I know what you're about to say.
So this one I watched right through. There was no breaks. Episode 1 just continued the story. I mean, it was like a lazy Sunday. It probably wasn't feeling good. That night, and I'm not one to talk in my sleep. It got in my head. Like that was one of the worst nights. So it's Haunting of Hill House.
Yes, I knew what you were going for. Yep.
Holy shit! The story, the way that they laid out the story was really cool.
We should say that we're not going to be spoiling anything on here because I haven't finished it.
No spoilers.
But we should tell everybody we're not here.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try not to spoil anything.
Yeah,
I don't think I really can with the other stuff anyway.
First episode though, I was like, "Oh, this is scary."
You're like immediately, I want to know more, but it's not. Yeah. So the story was really good, right? And you're like, okay, some of it was predictable, and you figured it out. Like you can figure out some of the shit that's going to happen in the next episode based on what happened in the episode prior. It's got that kind of storytelling, but the way they put stuff in the screen, like, remember I told you about like when you're watching like Star Wars or you're watching Ahsoka, the camera is just a little off centered, right? And they want you to look over here, but there's something over here. You need like the way that they do that in that series. Holy shit! And it's like every scene, everything was like just had me on edge the entire time.
Yeah.
So especially and I noticed a little bit of a theme with Halloween coming up. Like I'm trying to forward think after QSCon what's coming up. So I got a little bit of a horror itch in here. So Haunting of Hill House, if you haven't. There's a Haunting of Bly Manor too, which was good.
But I didn't see that.
Wasn't Hill House. Like Hill House is like, holy shit, Hill House.
Yeah, it's on that same level as The Ring, The Grudge. It gets in your head. Yeah.
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 The Grudge was more freaky, right? Like some of the
Well,
things that happened on screen, you were like even with Samara in The Ring was like, holy shit. Like the fly on the screen. There was some stuff that was like, okay, like cool. But this was like embedded into your brain, the shit that they did. It was so
yeah.
wicked the way they did things. So yeah, Haunting a Hill House.
That's a good one. I wouldn't have thought you don't talk about horrors a lot, so that's
Oh,
interesting.
I like them. I like them.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my number 4. Again, I went with a different genre this time. I went with a detective kind of thing. I love detective stories. They're episodic usually, but I like ones that have some overarching stories and stuff. And this one has 7 seasons, and it's on Hulu. You can watch it. I'm rewatching it right now for the 3rd time, I think. It's so good. It's Elementary,
Oh my
and
god.
yeah, it's I struggled with, like, do I do Sherlock? The whole Cumberbatch one, or do I do this? But this one has so much good stuff to it. I'm reminded too because I'm rewatching it. But I remember some people were like, I don't want to see a weird take on Sherlock where he's in New York instead of London, and Watson is a woman instead, and stuff like that. It's so good.
Yeah.
Like what they do with Watson and his family and all the people and more, all the normal characters, they shift, they change in ways that you don't expect. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Cumberbatch and Freeman one is great. Like the way
Oh,
that
they're
they
amazing. Yeah.
What's his name? Moriarty in that series is just wicked. Like
Yeah.
the way they wrote him, the guy that plays him, like what he does in that series is superior, I think, but Elementary is just so well done. The
He's
writing,
almost like,
the nuance, the
yeah.
characters, everything about it was really good.
The thing is like in the Sherlock series, Moriarty is very almost like the Joker, right? Like he's mad
Yeah.
but super intelligent.
Yeah.
Where I prefer a Moriarty that's more calculating. Kind of like have you seen the Sherlock Holmes movies with Iron Man in it, and Jude Law?
Yeah.
What's his name? Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. Yeah. Yeah. So I like that kind of antagonist that has like just as clever, just as intelligent. It's back and forth. It's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, and that they each present it a different way, right? Like the one with RDJ is more let me show you what happened and then show you how it happened. Right? Like the calculating nature of like, oh, this is what's gonna happen, and then boom, they do it. Whereas what's his name? Cumberbatch, his take on the whole thing was different, right? Even with Watson, like that whole thing was different.
Right.
I really liked in that series the not the time travel one, but the one that happened in a different era.
Which one are you talking about?
In the Cumberbatch one.
Oh, right, where they show what it, yeah.
That was really cool. Really cool. But yeah, really whoever that guy was in I'm losing it now.
Which guy?
The Elementary actor.
Oh, Johnny Lee Miller.
He was in that.
He was in Hackers.
Was it Hacker? It wasn't.
He was in Hackers. Yeah, he was the main character in Hackers with Angelina Jolie.
That's not the
he
movie.
Was really young, though.
He was in a movie with Ewan McGregor. Young Ewan McGregor.
Trainspotting?
Yeah, that's it.
Gotcha. Yeah, he's a great actor. And what they do with his character, Sherlock, like it's a different Sherlock in a way, but still the same.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's fascinating. So
it feels he seems more troubled as a Sherlock character, right? They delve into the addiction, they delve into the like what he would go through. It's really, really neat. Hey.
Yeah. Highly recommend Elementary. So that's my number 4.
I didn't know there was a hurricane hitting. Hopefully it
Oh no.
Safe. Yeah, Elementary is a great pick.
Oh, that one I don't know.
No, I don't know that one either.
All right, so you're number 3.
Yeah, so I'll go. Careful, buddy. I'll go in the length, I guess. It's funny that you brought up Sherlock and Robert Downey Jr. So this one again, also on Netflix. This is more recent. This was last year and this year. It's 2 seasons long, and it's executive produced by Robert Downey Jr. and his wife Susan. And it's a very interesting parallel story to kind of what's going on and being different and how you deal with being different. It's about these animal children called hybrids. Yeah,
Hybrids?
it's finally new. It's called Sweet Tooth.
Oh, okay. I've seen things about it and stuff, but I haven't watched the show yet.
Really, really well done. Like it starts
Really?
off, there's, the humans are fucking up, right? And then there's these bad guys and there's these good guys, but then it's more of like trying to find your way in a world when no one likes you or you're different kind of thing. It's really neat, really, really cool cast of characters, really cool stuff that they have in there. So if you haven't seen it, it's a great cast too. But if you haven't seen it, Sweet Tooth, it's on Netflix.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I remember like the cover on Netflix. I think is like a human baby half deer or something like that.
Yeah,
yeah.
The main character's name is Gus, and he's got antlers.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's really all I really know, other than other people have been saying on social media that it's actually really good.
It is
kind of hard. I passed it because I was like, oh, that looks weird. Just moved on. But the more recommendations I hear, I think I'll check it out. So you got one without me seeing it.
There you go. Yeah, it's worth it. They're 8 episodes per season, and they're 40 to 50 minutes. So they're not too much. It does the same thing where like the first one's like 55, and then it goes down to like 48, and then it goes down to like 40, and then it comes back up to like 56, and then so it varies in between time lengths, just like most of them do. They come at you hard, and then they kind of like in the middle have like a 38 or a 42, and then they'll come back around in a 56. Yeah, not too much of an ask, but a really cool, just a really cool story about like trying to find your way and being different.
This is funny. It's only 2 episodes in, and I considered.
Let's see what happens. If they make Marek Jar Jar, I'm never watching the rest of it. But
yeah, we did say no Star Wars, no Star Trek, no Marvel for this list, so we didn't have to worry about that. I also didn't put anything on my list that isn't complete. So.
Oh, that's hard though, right? Because.
Well, like I said, I had a list of like 40 plus, so I had to just start giving myself rules to narrow it down.
Yeah, I guess. All right, that's fair. Okay.
Yes, Fringe is awesome. I considered it, but the last season really kind of flopped for me. So, yeah, well, no Star Trek for this list. Not that it wouldn't be on this list. I just, otherwise it'd be here's my top 5 Star Treks. So.
Yeah, or no Star Trek to begin with.
Yeah, I don't know if this is, we'll find out on whose list, but I also, for myself, like I said, I put a lot of stuff on there. No single series things for me because I had to get rid of a lot of these. So
technically, it's the season and the movie, right?
Yeah, but that's a movie, right? Yeah. Trust me, it hurt not to put it on here.
That's true.
It definitely hurt.
Fair enough.
All right, so my number 3 is this the only animation one I have. But it's Avatar: The Last Airbender. Airbender. So
7 seasons, isn't it?
What was that?
Isn't it like 27 seasons?
No, it's only 4 seasons. One for each element.
That makes sense.
But now they do have a new series called Korra that comes out. I think it's
right
like 60 years later, something like that. and that's also excellent. I almost put it on here again, but had to pick one. But Avatar has no business being as good as it is, but it is so excellent. Dave Filoni worked on it.
Yeah.
He got
We've
pulled
talked
from
about
Avatar to go to Rebels, right?
Yeah,
And-
one of the things that you mentioned that I need to get on because one Filoni too. Apparently, it's really good story writing. Don't climb up here. Don't climb up here. No.
Yeah, it is excellent story writing and character development. But one of the problems is that awful movie that M. Night Shyamalan made a lot of people not want to see it. And I know they're working on like another live action one. I hope they make it better or whatever. But yeah.
No,
Yes.
I haven't.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of these. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of these that other people haven't seen and stuff. We'll try not to shame too much.
I did, and I posted in the Discord. I am fully caught up on the MCU, though. I'm very happy that I've seen
That's nice.
Everything. The Little Groot series, the Guardians Holiday Special. I'm caught up on the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I actually haven't watched the Little Groot series. So you're more caught up than I am.
They're fun.
Yeah. I imagine you watched that with Luca.
Yeah, for as long as he wanted to watch it. He was just he was like, meh. But they're like 5 minutes long. They're really not.
I assume Wayne's talking about Avatar and Korra. I almost feel like they're both excellent and they should be watched like one after the other, but they do feel a little different. Like the world has changed in 60 years, like significantly.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting what happens and stuff that happens. So anyway, Avatar: The Last Airbender is my number 3.
I need to get on that.
It's on Netflix, I think. At least it was for a while.
Oh, good. That'll work. Avatar, when it was finished, like Chris said, no business being that good. Huh. Is that like Clone Wars and Rebels, like that kind of?
Sort of. Yeah. Oh, the animation is a little bit different when you go to Korra, but not too shocking. It's like Avatar has that anime thing where people go and scream and their whole heads get real big and a little teardrop pops up sometimes, and they do it a little bit less as it goes on, but it does have that anime style, whereas Korra doesn't do that kind of thing as much, and it has a little bit more darkness to it, but that's because the world's a little darker. Like it's really interesting what they do with it. So you don't expect fantasy to change, like the world to change, right? Like if you see Lord of the Rings and then they have a show that's 1,000 years before that, it's the same stuff. Everybody has the same crap. Swords are the same, armor's the same. 1,000 years later, everybody's still wearing the same thing. Like there's no technology changes in fantasy, but here there is.
Yeah.
And it changes the whole world and how it's done. It's fascinating. So yeah, I'm going to combine them both together. Avatar and Korra.
Get two of them out of it. Why not?
Yeah. So you're number 2.
Yeah. This is a weird one. Because I feel like seasons, so it's 3 seasons long. Again, it's on Netflix. They're 40 to 50 minutes each. I loved living in this world for the 3 seasons. I wish that season 3 was better and didn't feel like rushed or that they had finished it. I don't know why, if they were pressured or they didn't take their time or they had new writers. I don't know. I took it in. I don't know the series. It's based on a graphic novel series. When I first started watching season 1, I loved the lore. I loved what it was doing. I loved being in that world. Like I said, for the first 2 seasons, probably some of 3, but it's Lock and Key.
I was about to say, I think I know what it is. Yep.
I loved it. I don't know how, like the liberty they took from the graphic novel to the series and like what keys they created or like how much of it is actually in the graphic novel. or what they made up just to make the story happen. But the way that like just living in that world for a while was super cool. Like being inside with the keys and all the stuff that happens in there. It was just really neat to see. Again, I didn't know the IP, so it was really fun to like explore that for the first time. It's worth watching.
Yeah, I thought it was fascinating. I loved it as well. The only thing that threw me is the same thing that throws me for all of these shows that people get superpowers or magic or something like that, where that's my day.
Yeah.
If I find a thing, oh, this has magic to it, that's all I'm doing. They'd be like, ooh, this is a magic thing. Okay, I'll look at that later. I got to go to school. No. My whole day is going to be dealing with that and playing with it and all this stuff and making trouble. And I didn't feel like they did that enough. I felt like they were like, okay, that's interesting. We'll have to look at that on the weekend when we don't have our homework to do. Like, I was like, no. But that's the only thing. It was a minor little thing that bothered me.
They could have just ended it with the way that season 2 ended. Even though they left you, like they gave you a little bit of like whatever, they could have just left it there, right? Tied it up, be done. But they wrote themselves into a position where they had to answer some questions because some of the stuff it hadn't been answered. And then the way they brought it around to answer it was
no spoilers, but
wait a minute. It was.
I didn't mind it. I actually thought they did a decent job, but you're right. It did feel like they hadn't thought it out in the third season from the first season, but I think they wrapped it up fairly well.
It was fine. I still liked it. I still appreciated what they did, how they went, like what with the characters and stuff. Like it was still good. It just wasn't. I don't know. It felt rushed, or it felt like, well, we have to do it, so we might as well do this. Like it just. I don't know. Some parts of it were like, oh, okay.
This is interesting. Someone who's read the graphic novels agrees with me.
Yeah, and the third was a little bit. Yeah, I'm curious. Like, it makes me want to read it. Like, I have the game. It's a really not a great card game by Cryptozoic, but being able to play it and have the keys and everything, it's just really cool. And they're using, I think, panels from the graphic novel, so it makes me want to learn more about the story and see how close they were. But it, as itself, as a series just to watch, like if you're looking for something to do on a rainy Sunday or something, Lock and Key will get you. Especially in the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's very good. Nice. All right, so my number 2 is I did sneak a sci-fi in there. I got to sneak sci-fi in there. But this one was rocky start for me. So I watched maybe 2/3 of the first season, and I was like, like it's not whatever. And then maybe a year later, I was like, I should give this another try because people were talking about it. I got maybe 5 episodes in. I was like, and faded away again. And then maybe almost 9 months, another year or so go by. I'm like, all right, let's do it. And I watched it. It's not Farscape. But I was like, all right, I'm going to push through this first season. And it wasn't even that bad of a season. It just wasn't something that like gripped me or whatever. By the end of the first season, I was like, oh, okay, I see what people are talking about. And that's The Expanse.
Oh, yeah, I haven't experienced that yet.
It is so excellent. So the first season is kind of like a murder mystery thing. And that murder mystery is really fascinating, and the character involved in it and stuff. But then they have all these other characters that are just kind of floating out in space. And that's what made me kind of go just like, I don't care about these assholes floating around in space. Like, they're just, boring. Like, I don't care about that. I care about the murder mystery. And then by the end of it, you care so much about these guys floating around. Like, they stopped floating around in space near the end of the first season. But, and then they become really awesome. And it's just such an excellent show. I think they wrapped it up well. I know it comes from books, and I know books continue. But I think they wrapped it up really well. I think it's 5 seasons, I think. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, it's so good. Yeah, that is the other thing is like the space battles are realistic. So they use projectiles, bullets kind of thing. And even shooting the bullets will make the ship push back. So they have to like, it's all, the little pressure and the way they rotate stuff. It feels so real. Like the way they do it is real physics. They don't go, we've got a warp thingy that does this, and now we can do all this stuff. Like it all feels like real technology. And the characters, they're just so good. Railguns. Yep. Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah.
Did the books come first?
Yeah, they did. I think they were still writing. I don't even know if they're done with the books, but I think the books were still coming out as they were going. But yeah. So yeah, The Expanse. I'm so glad I gave it a third try.
Yeah. Months and months later.
And part of the reason, it just, a little thing, part of the reason why the first time, at least, it didn't work for me was I was trying to watch it while I was working. Like just have it off to the side. It's
Like
not
Matt
taking
Paquette style?
You got to sit down with your popcorn and get into it. It's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Not everyone is like Matt Paquette.
Well, I do watch a lot of shows off to the side, but I can't be like one of those.
Sure.
But yeah, it's and the really cool thing about it is you never know where it's going to go. The second season's different. Third season's different. And it's not different in a bad way. It's like even better. So
what are you doing? Why are you chewing on your shirt?
Jeff Bezos loved the book so much he paid for the last 2 seasons when it was moved from Sci-Fi to Amazon. That's right. It was on Amazon. I mean, on the Sci-Fi first. Yep.
Come here. Don't chew your shirt, dude. Come here.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah. Thomas Jane is in the first couple of seasons. Actually, he's all the way through technically. Yeah, he was really good. He was my favorite one in the first season, but they all kind of shine in different moments. So. Pretty good. All right, so now we're down to our number ones.
Yeah, this is rough.
I have no idea what your number one is.
You can't even take a guess?
Well, how many seasons are
there? What would be my number one?
I asked you if that was on your list, and you said no.
No, I left that off on purpose. I left a lot of them off on purpose.
Okay, I would guess. Hey, Evan. Yeah, we're leaving Star Trek, Star Wars, and Marvel off this list. Otherwise, for me, it'd be all Star Trek, Star Wars, and Marvel. So, but I would have guessed that Office would be your number one.
Yeah, I feel Office is too easy. Yeah, the animated series. that I think would be also too obvious. But yes, if you haven't checked it, that Batman Beyond, like those, they're just great.
Oh yeah.
I
forgot about that. I gotta write that one.
I almost had Smallville.
Wow.
I adored watching that for the first time. All the clever writing that they had, where like things happen to Clark for the first time, right? Like obviously he has his X-ray vision because he's Superman, but the first time he experiences it, and then like just the little Easter eggs that they had throughout the series. The first time watching it was really, really, really good, but it got very, just like The Flash, which I love, and it just got very WB-ish, like too much for a while, right? Like there was it was still clever, but it got to be a little.
They should have stopped at season 7 when Lex Luthor was like, the actor was like, I'm out of here. But they went on for 3 more seasons and it wasn't good.
No.
Because for me,
Justice League, I like how they formed like you started seeing other characters in like when you meet. Yeah, it was really well done. But
for me, my best character in that, I know this isn't even your show, but I want, but my favorite character in that show is Lex Luthor because his story arc is amazing. Yeah, but
you just can't get.
So it's not your number one.
It's not.
But I forgot to write that one down. That's a good one.
So, 3 seasons on Netflix. They're roughly 40 to 50 a piece. It's a very old set of stories that they redid recently. It's much better than the movie. Neil Patrick Harris is in it, and I think he does the
Really?
characters
A Lemony
so
Snicket?
so well. Yeah,
Huh.
I love the series of unfortunate events. That the series that's on Netflix, I loved it. I thought the
Huh.
way they did it, the way him as Snicket, and the different characters that he plays, even though overarchingly he's not Snicket, he's what's his name, Count Olaf. Him as Count Olaf throughout the series is great, but then the characters that he portrays throughout the series, the what he can do as an actor is just phenomenal, and I really like the way that they built up that whole story. I couldn't stop watching it.
You know, I saw the movie and I thought the movie was fine, but I just didn't think, oh, I'll watch the series because it was okay. The movie.
The movie was all right. It was Jim Carrey doing Jim Carrey. Like you expect that to be the way that he does his thing, and it works really well. Bless you. But Neil Patrick Harris as Olaf, and the way they tell the story, and they kind of give you like a behind the curtain at points too, and it's really, really clever. It's really good writing. It's really, really clever. Come here, buddy. No, just keep throwing your toys around.
Very cool. Yeah, I guess I need to see that. That's another one. I didn't think there would be that many on your list that I hadn't seen, but yeah.
Snicket's fun. Snicket's fun.
Cool. Also on Netflix, right?
Also, yeah, they're all on Netflix. Also, so Snick with Halloween coming up, obviously, Snicket, Lock and Key, and The Haunting of Hill House like would do really well if you're trying to like, I don't know, watch some spooky stuff.
This is actually a funny series too, by the way.
So that I'll wait. That and The Office were the two that I left off because I figure like everyone's seen it.
Well, I've seen some of The Office, yeah.
Yeah, you stopped too soon.
Parks and Rec is better. So anyway, my number one is, can you guess what my number one is? Because I've talked about it a lot before. It's from the 90s, late 90s. At least some of it is. Kind of the horror genre. Kind of.
No.
It's Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, Buffy.
Number one. Yeah, it's got 7 seasons. First season is trash, but you have to watch it. And it's only 12 episodes. Like, you're going to watch it and be like, oof, this is hard to watch. And part of the reason is because it's coming from, if you ever saw the movie, which was not done by Joss Whedon and stuff, he had to transition from that awful movie to the series that he wanted to make. Right. So, yeah, the Buffy, the first 12 episodes, every single one of those episodes is so important for later story arcs. So you have to watch them. Yeah. And they're not horrible, but just compared to someone saying this is the best series out of the list, you would be like, what? If you just watch that first one. But yeah, by the time you get into the, it gets better and better. So by the time you get to the 5th and 6th and 7th seasons, you're seeing stuff on these shows that was not ever on TV before that. And there's stuff on there that hits you so hard that when I'm rewatching this or something, I'll be like, I might have to pass this one up. I don't know if I'm emotionally ready for this episode. Like it's real feels kind of stuff. Yeah. Some people think Angel's better than Buffy. I think it had the potential to be better in some regards. There's definitely some awesome stuff. But Angel is an offshoot of Buffy. But unfortunately, it got canceled a little early, so the last season kind of botched it up. But there's some good stuff in it. But yeah, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
It's a good one.
Have you seen all the way through?
I have not.
You've seen bits and pieces, I think you said once.
Yeah. I think I skipped a whole season or two in between.
Yeah. Season 6 is probably one of the best seasons of all television.
All television?
All television. I mean, it's my number one on this list.
Yeah, I guess.
For a reason. TV shows. Yeah, that Quantum Leap comes to mind if you say something like that.
Yeah.
Quantum Leap was an amazing one. I don't even have that on my list. I said at the beginning of this, we got a lot of new people in here that I've got a list of like 40 I had to whittle down here and make a bunch of excuses as to why they can't be on here. So I could give the list real quick.
Well, yeah,
Arcane.
this is where I'm going to see how many of them on your list I've actually seen.
So the first one I wrote was Arcane, which was your number 5.
And are we talking about like seen all the way through?
Yeah, I've seen all of these through. Oh, you mean
Okay.
you? Yeah. Let's
Okay.
well, at least a good chunk. Let's say like 70%, right?
Okay.
Like Buffy. If you said you've only seen a few episodes, I don't know if that counts, right?
Yeah.
So
okay.
Arcane, we know you saw that. That was your number 5.
Yep.
Already said Buffy. Avatar: The Airbender already said. Battlestar Galactica, the new one,
No.
newest one. You haven't seen the newest one with Starbuck and all that? Oh man! All right, you got to go see that one. It's awesome.
So I hear.
There's also some movies in between stuff, and yeah, you got to see it in order. Firefly is on here, of course. I got kicked out because of my no one season.
Right.
I don't know what Hell on Wheels is. What is that? Captain Pike's on it. Sopranos. You ever see Sopranos?
Yeah.
Yep. Psych. If you like wacky detective stuff, oh, I love Psych. We've watched it through like
80s references and things that they bring back in. Like, yeah, really
our age group, maybe a little younger, a little older, somewhere around there. It hits all the funny stuff. I mean, in the first season, they're like, I think they're on a singing competition, and they're meshing Michael Jackson with what's the other one? The Tears for Fears. It's just ridiculous. But that's a great show. Mad Men.
That's a good one. I never
have you seen that one?
I didn't finish it.
You didn't finish it?
I
thought they did really well with it. Yeah. Ted Lasso was one that I was like, everybody knows to see this. Have you seen this yet?
Nope.
Such a good one. Such a good one.
So they say.
I got Strange New Worlds on here before I said I can't put Star Trek on.
Nope.
It's an amazing one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Getting.
Yeah, Hell on Wheels. Yeah. Yep.
Let's see. Doctor Who was. I'm a huge Doctor Who fan, but it's all over the place. It's like, oh, this season with this Doctor is great, and this one, it's everywhere.
I've seen an episode or two of Doctor Who. I haven't.
Yeah, unless you're ready to dive in, you're not gonna get like the first time I ever got exposed to Doctor Who, it was just some rando episode that was a 2-parter, and I started at part 2. It's the worst way to try anything.
Oh, yeah, don't do that.
I was like, I don't know what's going on. This looks horrible.
No.
But if you start from, let's say, the Eccleston ones that, when they restarted it and stuff, yeah, you'll really like it. I haven't watched the latest ones, though, because the writing kind of went, eh. So that's why it's not on there.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad, I can't believe neither one of us got Breaking Bad on there, but it's an amazing series. Have you seen it?
No.
I got to see that one.
Nope.
It's got Jessica Jones in it, actually.
Yeah. I've seen some of it. I haven't seen enough of it.
Rick and Morty?
Rick and Morty's good.
Yeah, I got Rick and Morty on here. Community, same Dan Harmon.
Community's good.
Although it fizzed out near the end, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think
Stranger Things is another one that everybody knows to see and all that, so I just took it off of there.
Yep.
Yes, Jessica Jones, but that's a Marvel one, so I left it off there. But amazing.
Yeah, Jessica, Punisher, Daredevil.
Sons of Anarchy is on my list, although I haven't seen the one that follows that. The Mayans, I think it is. Poirot, that's the oldest one I have on here, which is I think early 90s, but it's from England, so it's even rougher production.
Gotcha.
Like it's not great production, but I love the Agatha Christie stuff, and the guy that plays Suchet, the guy that plays Poirot, is so good. Mr. Robot, have you seen Mr. Robot?
I have not. This better be on your list.
It is with a asterisk.
Okay.
So I have a group of these that I would recommend if it were not for the last episode. And Dexter's one of them. Although I haven't seen the new Dexter stuff.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, if you love comedy and ridiculous stuff, I loved it. I've seen it through like 3 times. Parks and Rec is on the list.
Yeah.
Bob's Burgers. love
Some
Bob's
I
Burgers.
love Odekirk, so
Yeah, I love Bob's Burgers.
not Odekirk.
Not Odenkirk. You're thinking of the guy that you mean the guy that does the voice for Bob, right?
Yeah, it's not Odekirk.
Noise.
It's JP something. It's the same one that does Archer.
Hmm.
Have you watched Archer?
I've seen the first episode, I think.
Oh
a long
God,
time
Archer's
ago.
great.
Yeah. Okay. I need to
Yep.
check that one out.
Yeah, H. John Benjamin. There you go.
I already said Cora. Lock and Key is on here.
He's great.
Alias. Have you ever seen Alias?
Like the first season or two, half of two.
It gets really good. I mean, I think it starts off pretty well. Bradley Cooper was like a nobody
Yeah,
at that point. It's funny. Orville's on here because I get to sneak around the Star Trek.
yeah. Orville's great.
Reacher, only one season so far. They're coming out with the second season, but have you seen this one? That's
No.
on Amazon Prime, I think.
Yeah,
Oh, you'd love it.
I want
There's
to.
something about Reacher is this is the author who started the books said that he wanted a hero who was intelligent and made right decisions, but could also like kick ass. So every time you see him act, you're like, yep, that's the right way to do that. It's never does this stupid stuff. I'm going to let you live or something. Sons of Anarchy on here. I said it's on Peacemaker. So if you've seen the Suicide Squad movies,
Yeah,
the newest one, the Peacemaker series is ridiculous.
yeah.
And
We talked about this before. I can't bring myself to watch it.
Oh, it's so good. It's so stupid and so good.
I believe it.
You can't see it, but I have like a figures of him right there. The thing. It's got his little helmet and everything. You can't see it though. Cowboy.
That's exactly why I can't. Yep.
But right there. Cowboy Bebop the live action. Did you see
No.
the live action one? It's on Netflix. But they canceled it like a week in, like they released it and a week later said we're canceling.
You know.
And so people stopped, like just didn't bother watching it. But it was amazing. I loved it.
No, I didn't
Yeah,
know there was a
eagerly.
live action.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's done with Animal Control. Oh, I started watching Animal Control. I think I watched the first 2 episodes with Joel McHale.
Oh yeah, that's his. That was the one he did afterwards.
Yeah. Haven. Have you seen Haven? I think it's got
No.
5 seasons. It was on Netflix, not sure, but it's kind of like Lost, only nobody saw it. And it wraps up really well, unlike Lost. Lucifer. That's a DC.
Oh. Yeah, Lucifer. I love Lucifer, but Lucifer got very samey and again, like not that it's a word, but that Warner Brothers like very weird writing. after a while.
WBE.
It's just it was
CWE.
very- I love him as a character, and I love the actor's portrayal of him as a character, and it just got weird. It just got weird.
Did you see it all the way through?
I don't think I've
Because-
seen the newest season.
The newest season's really good, and they do a good job of like wrapping it, in my opinion, anyway.
I believe you. It's just
Oh,
so
look at this! I don't ever meet other people who have seen Haven. It's just one that nobody ever talked about, and it just kind of coasted through or whatever. But it's really good. Said Eureka. Okay, here's the Watchmen, the HBO Watchmen series.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yep.
Sliders from the 90s. Quantum Leap. Do you remember Sliders?
No.
So Sliders was it was a awesome idea for like a role-playing game, and I made up my own role-playing game for it. But Sliders was this guy invents a way to go into multiple universes, and he gets thrown into a hole. It's kind of Quantum Leapish, basically. He and a bunch of friends get thrown into this tunnel, and they pop out, and they have to deal every episode with a new world and how different it is, and they have to blend in. And then I don't know how they know that it's gonna, like, he has his little gadget, and it tells them like, we got 3 days here, let's lay low. And of course they never lay low, but yeah.
No, why would you?
Travelers was really good. Actually, it's on Netflix. I forgot about that one, but I feel like they kind of rushed it in. Batman animated series is on here. I forgot about Batman Beyond.
Oh
But,
my
yeah.
god, yeah. It's even
And
it's
then-
such an interesting story too, because so far it's in the future, right? It's New Gotham or whatever, but you have this the beginning of it, the character of Bruce like just knows that he's just too old. Like, and then you're dealing with that, and then you're trying to get Terry. Like, a really, really great story.
Oh, Newsroom. I totally forgot about Newsroom. West Wing's amazing too, but Newsroom is so good. So is Boston Legal. I love all those.
Yeah. Always Sunny is great. No.
You know what? I watched the first 2 episodes and I just couldn't get into it. Like maybe I need to push a little more.
A little bit. It's good. It's stupid, but it's good.
I know
really,
Danny DeVito doesn't show up till like season 2, right?
Danny's in season 1, isn't he?
Maybe.
Oh, maybe later on. Maybe he's not.
And then I have a list of I have 6. I have 6 shows. I have the asterisk to say watch them, but not the end.
This I can't
So
wait.
one is The Witcher, because they haven't even finished that one, but I don't like how they ended the last season, and I know Henry Cavill's not coming back. So watch the first 2 seasons, maybe. I don't know. Game of Thrones is of course on there. They botched the ending. I'm not going to even argue about that one. Dexter, I call it the beard ending. It's just they ended it so badly. The whole thing was a masterpiece. I had people over at my house every Sunday as a party to watch it. That's how good that was. And they botched it. So, better once Danny DeVito gets on board. Join season 2. Okay.
There you go.
Dead Zone was pretty interesting. I just kind of got samey after a while. I never finished it. I have Merlin. Did you ever see Merlin?
I did. Merlin was good.
Merlin was really good until the end. It felt like they just rushed everything at the end.
Huh.
So,
Yeah.
Community's on the list because of the hazy end, and Westworld, which I think I haven't even finished season 4. Season 1 was amazing. It was a masterpiece. And then it just kind of flops at that.
I think they get the notice that they're not getting renewed, and they're like, well, fuck, we have all these things we have to redo or we have to close up. So now we got to close them all up in this season because we don't get another season.
Yeah, I don't have Seinfeld on here actually, and which is funny because I'm rewatching it as I work right now. So it's still great.
Seinfeld's excellent. Yeah,
it's excellent, but I don't think that it holds up to, like, if you show someone with a new generation that comedy doesn't hold up anymore. It only holds up to us because we live with Seinfeld.
Sure.
However, Friends still holds up.
Friends does. Yeah, Friends does. How I Met Your Mother does.
Yep.
I think The Office is a little cringy at times.
I've been thinking about seeing Billions.
I don't know. Is it the one with
I think
The
that's
Rock?
on Netflix. No, that's what is that? That one's on HBO. Ballers. Yeah.
Ballers.
Yeah. Billions has what's his name? James. No, it's not James Gandolfini. He's that's Sopranos. Who's the guy that like plays Elmer Fudd in that movie? Yeah, that was the worst way to say that. What about someone help me out here? Who's the guy? Okay, you know the M. Night Shyamalan movie with the lady in the water?
Yeah.
The main character in that.
Main character in Lady in the Water.
Paul Giamatti. Thank you, Wayne. Yeah.
Hold on, Wayne.
Yeah.
Oh, come on with the noise. Come on with the noise.
But yeah, I haven't seen Billions yet. I hear a lot of people saying that. Stargate. So I watched, I want to say maybe 2.5 seasons of Stargate, and it just kind of fizzed out for me. Like it was the same thing over and over and over again. I expected it to keep getting better and better, and it just stayed the same. I'm sure it does because people love it so much, but I just couldn't hang on. Yeah. Yeah. Sons of Anarchy is really good. I was amazed. I was surprised by that, actually. But yeah, there's a lot of great stuff to watch.
There is.
Did It sounded like you had not watched most of the things I mentioned.
No, I haven't actually.
I should post a list and your list and everything else in there, but yeah.
My short list.
Well, like
That
I
was a
said,
good call on Elementary though. Elementary is a really good one.
we're rewatching it right now. Yeah, I think we're in season 4. It
Would you
doesn't let up
consider-
too.
Would you consider like Masters of the Universe or Ninja Turtles like those as series? Thundercats, or would that be
Yeah.
a cartoon series? Okay.
No, that's cartoon series, but yeah, but that kind of stuff just doesn't touch, like Arcane is animated,
Yeah.
Avatar is animated, so animation wasn't out the window. It's just, when you're a kid, you don't care about the next episode or watching it in order and all that stuff, right? So you just sit down in front of the TV and go, "Oh, Ninja Turtles!" Like, you don't have this continuity of stuff going on,
Sure.
so that's fine. But as a series as a whole,
I like the Nickelodeon Turtles series. That was good.
I'm not sure I watched that one.
They did a good job with that one.
Hmm.
Like the old school cartoons that we're used to is good, but like you said, like whatever, they're on the TV and you're good.
Yeah.
But watching the Nickelodeon one later on, it's kind of like watching Rebels or watching Clone Wars, right? There's a storyline to it, and there's like character arcs and stuff. It's not that the other ones didn't, but it was good.
Have you tried to go back and rewatch like Masters of the Universe and stuff, the originals?
They're awful.
It's nice. I watch them. You cannot watch it.
I started watching. It's funny if you go back and you watch Fraggle Rock. The things that just went over your head as a kid is hysterical.
I love Fraggle Rock growing up. Yeah,
Fraggle Rock's great. Thundercats. Going back and watching Thundercats because putting that game, designing the game, I wanted to do. Do you want to change it again?
Yeah.
I had to obviously do research, but watching those episodes again was like, what?
I know. It's the same episode every time.
Oh, God.
Same exact episode every single time.
Brutal. Want me to change?
You got your kids who are the Gilligans. By the way, what are they doing out there? They're just in a desolate world with nobody else, and they're just sitting in their little cat house.
No, they were saving the planet, Earth 3 or Earth 2 or whatever the hell it was, right?
Every time it starts, they're just like hanging out in their house. Something happens, like, oh, they might be driving along and then somebody traps them and attacks them. But why were they even there? I don't even understand why they were there.
I gotta go back. I thought they went, there was a distress call or something, a beacon, and they went and they had or they crash landed? They didn't crash land. I gotta go back and look at my notes.
Yeah, I don't even remember why they were there. But yeah.
Luca, off the TV.
We got people talking about different stuff. Oh, Punisher. Thomas Jane is the Punisher. He was the least of my favorite Punishers. I actually like Dolph Lundgren's Punisher movie better. It's not as good, but I like it more. You put it that way.
Okay. I guess that counts.
Yeah. Yeah, you're less picky about shows when you're young. You just find something that's interesting. Ready to Rumble. Oh, man. That was Chris here and I grew up together in high school, and we watched Ready to Rumble maybe 20, 30 times together. It's ridiculous. G.I. Joe. I never got into G.I. Joe as a cartoon. Did you?
I did. And I can't imagine watching those, like, now you know and knowing is half the battle things at the end, those life lessons that they're trying to teach you. I can't imagine how much they're like.
I've gone and watched them. They're on YouTube, some of them. You can, it's bad.
I think I like the ones, the gifts that people make of like Skeletor coming in and ruining something and then running back into the castle.
Yeah.
Those things that are like, well, shit, he's right. I think those are better.
Those are funny. Yeah.
G.I. Joe ones do.
And yet I still want them to make new He-Man toys. Like all my Star Wars figures, I want them like that detailed and that cool.
They do. They redid them.
I've looked at them. They're okay. but they're not. They still look like cartoon. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like I want McFarlane to make some cool ones or
Oh, yeah. No. I want those to be original. I want them to
full
look like.
articulation and stuff. You know?
No. Give me the awfulness. That's the classic. I want it to look like the way they used to. That's why I like the way they do in the retro Marvel figures now, where they didn't have the wrist that moved. They just like their arms just went like this. Like that's
Right.
all. Give me the old school shit, like Vision with the dumb cape, and I'd rather have those.
No, I've not seen the newest Transformers movie, nor will I.
I'll watch it.
I'm out if Michael Bay's making it.
I'll still watch it. I'm still Transformers.
Like, how many times can he ruin stuff I liked as a kid?
Yeah.
But yeah, my cousins had all the G.I. Joe toys. They had like this giant submarine thing and stuff, and they really liked it. But I never really got into it.
I had the giant aircraft carrier.
Oh, that's probably what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. That was
Yeah,
great.
it was huge.
Yeah, it was gigantic.
I always remember like you could take them, like pull them apart and see the rubber band holding their torso to their body, and you could twist them a lot and then let go, and they go wee.
Yeah, that's a really good way of just breaking them in half.
Yeah, a few of them ended up like that. Yeah.
That's interesting, Rob.
What is?
Say one of the best Transformers movies to come out.
Huh. Well, yeah, I guess.
Interesting. Yeah, there's a little bit of a nostalgia factor that plays in a lot of that.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, the new one coming out where they're kind of like, it's like weird kind of clicky animation. I'm interested in that one. That one looks good. The one that came out that was 3D that had Patrick Stewart doing the voice of like one of the main guys in there or something. It was many years ago, maybe like a decade ago at this point, but it was all 3D and stuff. That story and the animation stuff was so good, like really good. I wish they did more stuff like that. So
I didn't know Patrick Stewart was in a Turtles movie.
Well, he did the voice. It was animated.
Sure, yeah. Cool. That's good to know.
The new one's really good. Yeah, need to check that out. So anyway,
cool.
There's tons and tons and tons of shows. So
never ends.
I anytime someone's like, I don't know what to watch next, just like, we'll send them this episode.
There's so many things, right? Because then you got your Amazon, your Paramount, your Apple, your Netflix, your Disney, your Hulu. Holy crap.
That reminds me with Apple, After Party, if you have Apple TV, is really good. It's in the middle of the second season right now. But it's basically like a comedy whodunit kind of thing. And it's funny.
My mom
I can't believe you haven't seen Ted Lasso, though.
I haven't. I don't have Apple TV. My mom said something about Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, yes. Excellent show. It's in the middle of the third season now. So I didn't put anything that was current because I can't say, you should watch this. And then they screw it up at the end. They Dexter it up. Watch Hell on Wheels next. Yes, Murders in the Building. Only Murders in the Building. Yes, it's really good.
Yeah, I like Steve Martin and
Martin Short.
What's the Martin Short? Yeah, them as a combo.
And it's also, whenever you see them together, they do this, like when you see both of them together on interviews and stuff, they do this old shtick that was funny and kind of like back in the day. And you're like, yeah, it's funny because I know them from back then and stuff. But this show is making them be funny in today's today's comedy level. It's actually really good. Yeah.
That's cool.
Poker Face. I hadn't started that one, but that one looked interesting.
I like a modern day Columbo. That's an interesting parallel.
Yeah, I only saw a trailer, but she can tell when people are lying like really well, and she plays poker.
Yeah.
Well, because obviously you would, right?
Sure, that makes sense.
It kind of makes me think of that movie. Did you ever see Next with Nicolas Cage?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he like goes to the casino because of course you would. Yeah. If you can see the next 10 seconds ahead of time and then rewind, of course you go to a casino.
Of course.
I like that was the first thing he did.
Yeah.
That you see
Why
him
not?
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, Columbo was a good show actually. Back in the day,
There's so
we didn't
many.
do any like old shows.
No, again, like I left How I Met Your Mother, I left Office, Friends, like Seinfeld. I feel like that's
I mean, like Dick Van Dyke Show or Mary
so
Tyler
sorry.
Moore or Patty Duke or like we didn't do anything old. Or hey, I mean, to be fair, this is the golden age of TV, right? The stuff that's coming out now is so much better by and far than if you get rid of nostalgia,
Sure.
that stuff just can't hold a candle to what they're making now. But you know, oh, I can't believe I forgot this one. You've seen this?
No, I haven't watched that one.
That's your next one to watch, dude. That is so good. It's as
Yeah.
good as the movies, in my opinion. It is so good.
Really?
Yes, it's amazing. Everybody that I've said you got to watch the Lord of the Rings series. It happens like 1,000 years before the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
But of course, because it's fantasy, you got some of your characters that you are still in there because
Sure.
all that crazy stuff. But yeah, Surveillance is really interesting. That's a weird one. That's on Apple TV too. Yeah, Rings of Power, so good.
Yeah, I gotta watch that one.
Put that one on your next list. It's so good.
Fine.
They do a great job of making it feel just like the movies.
Yeah. Is it still, what's his name? Is he still involved?
Peter Jackson? I don't think so. I don't think so. Now, I know a lot of people there are people who are Lord of the Rings is their religion, right?
Yeah.
They know every word in the book. And some of them are like, oh, I don't like that they did this and this. I don't know every word in the book.
Yeah.
All I know is good storytelling and acting and all that. And it's amazing. So,
Yeah. Have a good night, Rob.
yeah. Thanks for watching. All right. Why? Let's get off of this because I'm going to talk about this forever. Why did you tell me to get a D6?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to start a new thing starting right now.
New thing.
And
if you're watching this later, tell us in the comments which one we missed or which one you agree with.
Yeah, you should definitely drop your now that I'm all caught up with the MCU, I have more time to watch some better stuff than what I've just recently watched in the MCU.
I feel kind of bad that I didn't put the Lord of the Rings one on my list.
Unbelievable.
Well, it's still operating. That's my excuse. I think there's going to be another season.
That counts.
There should be.
All right. I have a book.
Congratulations. Oh, God. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, you're going to put me on the spot here.
I am.
Okay.
And I'm going to start a tally of Chris's Star Wars knowledge.
Wait a minute. What about your knowledge? What do I have to be
I'm
put
the
on
one that came up with it. I'm asking you.
Am I put on the spotlight here? Okay.
So,
all right. What do I get how do I win?
There's no
Are
winning.
you just going to keep asking questions until the majority are ones I don't know?
Nope. This
Awesome.
is all it is.
This is where my brain is going to stop working. Okay. Phantom Menace. Okay. Oh, just 1 through 6.
Just the 6 movies.
All right. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know who the gaffer is or the best boy or assistant producer.
Don't care.
If it's credits, I'm not going to know.
I'm gonna have you roll the die.
Okay.
Tell me what comes up.
Okay. I got a 2.
Good. So Attack of the Clones era.
Oh, that's why it's D6. Okay. Ooh, okay. The worst of all 6 of them. All right, let's do it.
I'm going to go to page 419.
Promise the people no Star Wars on our list, and now we're Star Warsing it up.
There we go. 419. Oh, questions, not pages. That makes way more sense. Okay.
What do you just have is it a quiz?
They're multiple choice.
Okay.
They're all, as far as I know, they're all multiple choice. Some even have like a little paragraph with a picture.
Let's see if I can answer it without the multiple choice first.
Sure, we could do that.
Getting
All right,
cocky.
so this is episode 2.
All right. The one I'm least likely to know, too, because I like it the least out of all 6. So.
I'm just gonna ask you what we're gonna do is whenever go to the next page in that thing. So you rolled a 2, so I get to start with the first questions in Attack of the Clones. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only 6 questions on this page. And then the next time we do this, I'll go. If you rolled a 2, I would go to the next set of questions and continue on.
Chris,
Okay?
you might get it before me.
All right. So 419 to 424. And we're going to see how many you get out of 6.
Do I get 2 points if I don't need the multiple choice?
No.
Oh. All right, I get
Oh,
pride.
because I didn't know. It's like, what's the name of this episode? Like, I can't guarantee that some of these are easier or harder. So,
All right, fine.
okay. Question number 1. According to Anakin Skywalker, from what nightmare did he rescue Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Oh my god. He fell in a pit of something. Gundarks? Was it Gundarks? I'm gonna say Gundarks before you give me multiple choice. All right, give me multiple choice.
If you were to go that way and you get 2 for getting it without the multiple choice, do you lose 2 if you answer it without?
You wouldn't lose 2. I just wouldn't get the multiple choice option.
All right. So A, B, C, and D all start with the words "a nest of."
Nest of. Yeah, he fell into a nest of.
Okay.
Okay.
A, Gundarks. B, Crate Dragons. C, Dewbacks. D, Tusken Raiders.
Yeah, Gundarks.
Gundarks is the right answer. So you've got 1.
And I should have been more confident on that one and stuck with the.
I'm impressed you came up with Gundarks as a word.
I forgot nest, but I remember he fell into it.
Sure. Yeah, it was a nest.
He would not have survived the Crate Dragons.
All right. Question number 2. How old was Anakin Skywalker during the Battle of Geonosis?
Huh. It's a good question. I'm hazy on it. I would say 19.
19. You want the multiple choice?
Sure.
A, 21. B, 19. C, 20. D, 22.
I'm gonna say 19.
19 is incorrect. He was 20.
Really? Okay.
Apparently.
See, I was even thinking he was younger than 19, but he felt younger than 19 because 20-year-olds shouldn't be, that whiny.
I will say, just like I do with the Disney Color Brain, if you have any questions and think that the answers are incorrect,
I'm not arguing.
Let Benjamin Harper know, or just contact Disney and Lucas. I'm sure you'll get them real quick.
What I was thinking was that I think it was 10 years later, right? So I was thinking that he must have been 9 in episode 1, but now I remember he was 10. So that makes sense. I should have thought about it more.
All right. Number 3. They're not all about Anakin, I promise. What dark presence?
Plenty of 20-year-olds don't like sand.
Yeah, sure.
Name one.
What dark presence did Anakin Skywalker meet in the frozen caverns of Ilum? While collecting crystals for his lightsaber.
Wow, that is not in episode 2.
What dark presence did Anakin Skywalker meet in the frozen caverns of Ilum? I believe it's ILUM.
Yeah.
Because a capital I and a lowercase L look the same.
Later becomes Starkiller base.
While collecting crystals for his lightsaber.
I would guess like his future self. What are my multiple choices?
All right, multiple choice. A, Darth Maul. B, Darth Sidious. C, Darth Plagueis. D, Darth Bane.
Oh. Probably not Maul. Well, Sidious.
It does.
Sidious makes the most sense, right?
It does say.
This was not in the movie, by the way.
I want to see if there's like a preamble of no. It goes right in chapter 1, question 1. There's no like, here's the shit you're gonna find. Note: many questions are drawn from the Star Wars Legends continuity.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to know a lot of legend stuff, like comic book stuff or books that haven't been. I've read some books. I've read a lot of books actually, but I'm not going to know that. So, but I'll guess Sidious. Is it Sidious?
Interesting. I wonder if I should pivot and not do this book.
No, why not?
I don't know. Because it's legend.
Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar, yeah, that's definitely
That is a
presence.
dark presence.
So you're going with Sidious?
Yeah.
Sidious is incorrect. It was Maul.
See, I don't like that. I'm glad that's Legends and not canon.
Well, it probably would have haunted him, right?
I don't think he ever even saw Maul.
He would have seen him in the when he got into the cockpit, into the starfighter. He was there when it opened.
That's
Qui-Gon
true.
would go sit in the thing.
True, but
And I'm sure he heard
just some
stories of
other
how
guy.
Qui-Gon died or whatever, right?
Yeah.
All right, you're 1 for 3, no matter what. Question number 4.
Shouldn't count.
Obi-Wan specialized in which type of lightsaber combat?
Oh my God. There's 7 different types, but I do not know the names of them. I might know if you say what they are in multiple choice. So let's go through that.
All right, multiple choice. Option A, Form 2. Option B, Form 5. Option C, Form 3. Or Option D, Form 1.
Let's say Form 2.
Form 2, final answer?
Sure.
Question number 422 is not correct. It is Form 3.
Oh, all right.
No idea.
Yeah. They actually have names for them and, of course, legend stuff, but
Sure.
for each form and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, this one was just 1, 2, 3, and 5.
Chris was guessing 4.
Yeah.
Both missed it.
All right. How did Jedi elders feel about Anakin Skywalker's choice of a dark uniform?
Again, that's got to be a legend thing.
Weird.
I wouldn't think they'd care.
Yeah, this might be. I'm gonna find more questions because this is pretty shitty.
Yeah.
All right. How did the Jedi elders feel about Anakin's choice of a dark uniform? A, they were indifferent. B,
Indifferent.
they thought it fit his personality. C,
That's kind of a dick thing to say.
they assigned it to him. Or
No.
D, they were concerned.
No. I say indifferent. 7 different ways to swing a stick.
There is.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll say indifferent.
You would be incorrect. The correct answer is they were concerned.
I think they were concerned anyway.
This is bad. All right, the last one of this. How did Obi-Wan Kenobi feel about flying?
He didn't like it.
Option 1, he loved it. B, he
Yep.
hated it.
Yep.
C, he was indifferent. Or D, it depended on the situation. Hey, Matt.
No, he hated it.
He hated it. So you got
Yeah.
2 out of the 6. All right, we're gonna pivot next time because those are pretty. Some of them are funny, but
Hey, Matt, I can't believe Matt missed the whole top 5 shows that you should watch. I know he's seen almost all of them. You got to go back and watch it, Matt.
This is the next. We're not doing this. This is the next question.
Well, we're learning stuff.
Literally. Well, it's legend though, so like now it's taking up information that doesn't matter, right?
Matt wants to know what we're on the list. Many list. I guess he wants to know what the top 5 were. But
Yeah, I'll tell you my 5. They weren't my top 5, but they were 5 because you can't. We also talked about how you can't rank. If this was like top comedy or top whatever, it'd be different. But I had Arcane. These were all on Netflix. Arcane, which is only 9 episodes in 1 season, which I think is great.
we shouldn't rehash the whole thing. Just say the names.
Yeah, Arcane. Well, Matt wasn't here. Haunting of Hill House, which was epic to me. 10 episodes. So one season. Then 3 would be Sweet Tooth, which is executive produced by Robert Downey Jr. and his wife. Really, really, really cool story. That's 2 seasons. Then I went to Lock and Key, which is I loved that world for the 3 seasons it was there, 2.5. And then Lemony Snicket's Series of Unfortunate Events. I thought Neil Patrick Harris was amazing.
I haven't seen 3 of those, or finished 3 anyway. Mine was Eureka, Elementary, Avatar, The Last Airbender, Expanse, and Buffy. So.
Specifically in that.
Yeah. Yeah, did you see this? He was I knew that Mace Windu was the last one. I wouldn't have known what the name was, though. Yeah, I know Matt likes Eureka.
Yep. This is the next question in the book. You ready?
Yep. Star Wars question.
I'm not making this up.
Great.
What did Obi-Wan give to Anakin on Anakin's 13th birthday? It sounds like it's a joke. Like you're just setting up a bad dad joke.
Yeah. Like this is a meme or something.
Do you even want to know the options?
Yeah. Give me that. I did actually mention Warehouse 13, Matt, but it's not as good as Eureka. But it's good.
All right. What did Obi-Wan give Anakin on Anakin's 13th birthday? A new lightsaber, a river stone, a crystal, or a seashell?
What was the second one?
A river stone?
Sure, a river stone.
That's right. It's a river stone.
Okay.
The fuck? A seashell? What the hell?
A Grogu doll.
A Grogu doll.
Funny.
Yeah, all right. Well, we're gonna put it on this. This was not
let's find some questions that people actually know.
According to Obi-Wan Kenobi, what is a Jedi's lightsaber?
Oh, wait, that's from.
That's a good one.
Well, it's your life, right? It's
yeah.
This is your life.
That's the answer.
Stripper.
Some of these are okay. Get him a stripper. Yeah, this is
use it right, I guess.
This would have been really cool if it wasn't Legends.
They don't have a little notation or anything to let you know if it's Legends or not. That's too bad.
Yep.
I mean, you can
just a note in the beginning. That was it.
An extension of yourself. No, that's the Schwartz. I see your Schwartz is as long as mine.
Yeah. Oh well.
You're just gonna stop at episode 2?
Well, that was it. I was gonna. The idea was I was gonna do. You were gonna pick a movie every time, and I'd give you like 6 questions.
Let's do it. You picked my least favorite movie of those.
All right. Well, what one do you want?
Oh, give me Return of the Jedi.
So 6.
Which used to be my favorite of the original 3. But I've grown to go back to episode 4, the original one. I've never liked 5 more than the others, though. I always felt it was kind of slow. It's got amazing stuff in it, of course, but...
Okay, yeah, this is Prince Zeiser. Interesting. Okay, this was question number 1 out of the gate for Return of the Jedi.
Oh, here's Matt's list, by the way. Eureka, Warehouse 13, Burn Notice, The Unit, Leverage. Leverage was a good show. Very good show. Good. Yeah. Directed by Jonathan Frakes.
With no close second. Wow. All right. Who claimed that a maneuver at the Battle of Tanab was what promoted him to general?
Lando. I think somebody told him about that little maneuver I pulled at the Battle of Tanab.
Yeah, it's Lando. Luke, Han, Wedge, and Lando. Lando's the right answer.
There's only like 2 generals.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's true.
Yep, Lando.
Where was Leia shot when Han was attempting to hotwire the entrance to the shield generator bunker on Endor?
In her left upper arm, shoulder area.
In her left shoulder. Correct. What was Luke's weakness according to the Emperor?
His faith in his friends.
His faith in his friends. Literally, that's how it's written. Did you look this up online now? Because you were 2 out of 6 in the first one. Now you're 3.
Well, you're asking from the movie. I know the movies.
Well, here you go. Who was rescued from Prince Zizor's castle on Coruscant?
Oh, I actually read that book, but that was a long time ago. And it's an amazing book. It's the only Star Wars book I ever read that I wish they'd turned into a movie. Rescued from, was it Leia?
Who was rescued from Prince Zizor's castle on Coruscant by Luke and Lando?
I'll say Leia.
89. So Han, Leia, Chewbacca, or the droids?
Yeah, I'll say Leia.
Leia's correct. You're right.
Yeah. And it's been a long time. I should reread that.
Where did Luke go to study the Force before his mission to rescue Han?
Well, I guess he didn't go to Dagobah, huh? This is a Legends one.
Has to be.
It might have actually been in Shadows of the Empire book again. That one, I don't know, back to Tatooine?
Final answer?
No, that doesn't sound right. If it's
You
not
want the
Dagobah, it's not Tatooine. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Tatooine.
So you have Dagobah, Tatooine, Dantooine, or Coruscant?
Dantooine's far too small to make a appropriate example. Hey, Scott, you missed all the show talk, but now we're doing Star Wars trivia, which you love.
Awful trivia. It was very bad. So Tatooine, final answer?
Sure.
Tatooine is the right answer.
Really? See, that's even worse because he doesn't go back until Return of the Jedi. I don't like that.
Who was gold leader in the Battle of Endor?
Gold leader. Ooh. I have his face in my. Was it Pork? It wasn't. No, that was
Porkins.
Yeah, definitely not. Was it Wedge?
Do you want the answers?
Sure. Give me the.
You have Lando, Luke, Han, or Wedge?
Well, it wasn't Han, obviously. It wasn't Luke. Let's go Wedge.
You almost went 6 for 6.
Oh, yeah?
Lando.
Was it Lando?
Yeah.
He was gold team, huh?
Says gold leader.
Oh, look at that. Everybody else thought it was Neem Num. Yeah.
Nub.
All right.
Huh.
I guess they didn't fly Y-Wings into the Death Star, so.
Hmm.
Yeah. Almost had that one.
What did Han call Jabba the Hutt as they were about to be hurled into the Sarlacc?
You tell that slimy. It's not popping in my head right now. I can't remember now. What are my multiple choices?
One of the options is a wonderful person.
A wonderful. I'm going to say not wonderful person.
So a fat drooling slug.
No.
A pernicious offal-ridden goiter.
No.
A wonderful person.
No.
Or a slimy piece of worm-ridden filth.
There you go. Slimy piece of worm-ridden filth. Yep. I knew it was slimy. Couldn't remember the rest. That's a shame.
Wow, Dash Rendar. Look at that.
Yes, that one.
What, according to Luke, was the Emperor's weakness?
Oh, his overconfidence.
His overconfidence. Yep. All right, some of these. So, and then there's like one of them has this big thing in the middle with like a picture,
Mm-hmm.
like a little bit of a paragraph and stuff, and then they ask you a question. So I thought it would be fun having it be Partial
I have
legends.
that going on right here in my figures. You can see it,
Oh, no.
Jabba with her laying in front of him.
Do you have Salacious there too?
Yeah, she's laying in front of him with she has the chain and all.
Yeah.
It didn't come with Salacious B. Crumb. The Jabba the Hutt.
That's sad. Why would you even?
Well, because they sold Jabba the Hutt for 40, or you could pay 100 for him with the little frog essence stuff and Salacious B. Crumb, and I wasn't going to pay $100 for Salacious B. Crumb. So, unfortunately,
yeah, I don't know why you would.
What book is what? Oh, the book. He wants to know what book you have.
Oh, obsessed with Star Wars, 2,500 questions. But, Scott, before you go and find it on Amazon, it looks like it's just about the 6 main movies. But if you look at that little line right there, note, many questions are drawn from the Star Wars Legends continuity. So, if you're up on Shadows and Prince Zizor and Zizor, then yeah, go grab it. But you can weed out the ones that are not canon, obviously. But
Shadows of the Empire is still an amazing book, and I hope they do something. I can't believe actually that Filoni hasn't done something with Prince Zizor.
Yeah.
Now they have had the Black Sun and the Clone Wars a little bit, I think, or was it Rebels? It was Rebels, wasn't it?
They had, wasn't the Black Sun mentioned in Solo too?
It might have been late Clone Wars. Yeah. I don't know if it was mentioned in Solo or not. But anyway. Well, I always like me some Star Wars trivia.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a little better. It's okay. It's okay if you want to go through and...
I don't mind hearing the weird legend ones and just making a guess.
Yeah, I guess.
And some of that stuff I do know just because I've heard it before in weird stuff, but you know.
Why do they not? That's stupid.
That's a big book too, just to cover.
There's a lot. There's 3 questions on the back, but they don't give you the answer. Like,
what are they?
Go. It doesn't even tell you where to go. So one is, how did Dewbacks get their name?
I don't know that one.
What was Yoda's reply when Obi-Wan said, "That boy is our last hope"?
No, there is another.
And then what is carried in a Wookiee ammo halter?
I guess bowcaster ammo.
I feel like that's something you should know because you create your RPG world, so you should know what's in a Wookiee's halter.
Well, not every Wookiee wears the same ammo holder.
No,
but the only weapon that Chewie carried was a bowcaster, so I would imagine the ammo he carried was for that bowcaster.
I would assume. I wish I knew where that was in the book, but
he probably carries a comb.
Probably. That makes
I would
sense.
definitely carry a comb if I was all fur.
Yeah, there's no answers for the cover ones in here. That's weird.
You got to get yourself all pretty and stuff for the medal ceremony, even if they don't give you a medal.
You do. I hate the fact that that's still a thing, but whatever.
Are you saying you hate the fact that they didn't give Chewie a medal at the end of episode 4, or that they gave him Han's medal in episode 7?
No, I think that was the right thing to do, right? I mean, they spent the better part of a century together. So yeah, you give him the medal because it's memorabilia from Han, like his best friend for the better part of his.
I mean, if I'm being honest, if I was Chewie, I'd be like, yeah, cool story. I'm taking the ship. Millennium Falcon's just as much his as it is Han's at this point, right?
Sure.
Chewie, we're home. Unless I die, in which case you're out on the street.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not saying that shouldn't happen. It should be Chewie's for sure.
Yeah, of course it's Chewie's. Who would argue that it wasn't Chewie's? I can't imagine Chewie just went, oh, I guess I'll just hang out on a planet and let this completely new person who I just met have Han Solo's ship. Like, what?
No. Yeah, I'm
No.
not giving you
Anyway,
a medal.
I don't want to badmouth. I don't want to get into bad mouthing stuff. I love things. I don't want to be one of those fans.
Well, you can still argue.
Sure, but you could, that leads towards the dark side.
It does. It does. I'm on the fence, really, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to be a Star Wars fan and not start slipping into the complaining of certain things, right?
Sure.
So, but I don't want to be like that. I want to enjoy all this stuff. I love Jar Jar Binks. I love Ewoks. I love Jawas.
But so I think where it starts to get like, why couldn't they? Because we're so spoiled by Filoni and his creativity and his making sure that everything makes sense in the world, right? Where Leia and Chewie just passed each other because Leia's going to hug Rey, who just showed up. Like, that's come on.
I mean, we for those that don't know, we do a Scry-Fi show later this week where we're going to talk about the Ahsoka series. And we've done 2 episodes, one for each episode. But the last episode we had, we just went on and on at the end about it, about all this little weird stuff. And basically what we said, though, was that, if you have someone like Filoni or Favreau who are major geeks in it and love every story and every bit of it, but they're also awesome at making stories and movies and all this stuff. That's how you're getting the magic of the Mandalorian and Ahsoka now and all that stuff. But it's when they give it to people who aren't major fans, like J.J. Abrams or Rodriguez for Boba Fett and all that stuff, that's when it veers off in this weird thing that doesn't feel right or go right. And,
Yep.
That's it. I'm not against getting new stuff from new people. Those people have to be major fans. They just have to. And I think the proof is in the pudding at this point. So
I think it's that thing I sent you. We can post it. It's definitely not family friendly, but the little radio show that Freddie Prinze Jr. was on.
I saw that.
I didn't see Tim in the chat, but Tim had sent it to me, and he's going off on like I never really thought about it. You always look at it from a certain perspective, right? And how things were taken into control to balance things out or to correct the wrongs or whatever. And his take on the whole thing is the actual take on the whole thing, because Freddie Prinze Jr. has been on the inside of that curtain, right, at that table with the right people, not a fan speculating on what's what. Really interesting to hear what he says about that whole thing too.
Yeah, I agree and disagree with him in some regards. I don't want to go on and on about something that we're not showing or probably wouldn't show, but Freddie Prinze Jr. that does the voice of Kanan from Rebels, he's definitely a super fan of Star Wars. You could see it. He does podcasts and all that stuff, which I love. Isn't it great whenever you see like actors and stuff who've been in it and they're huge mega fans too? It's always disappointing when you're like, hey, what's your favorite episode? And they were like, oh, I don't know, but I'm in the theater right now. Like, I don't care about you being in the theater. Tell me about the Star Trek or the Star Warses or whatever, be a fan like me. But yeah. Ooh. Agreed. That's what he thinks.
He's making lion.
What's your favorite Star Wars? Wow.
He's making lion sounds.
It's more like a cougar, I think.
Yay.
All right.
This is what we're gonna do tonight.
That's your night.
Yep. It's like a Where's Waldo? Like, I'll ask him like where the key is. Where's the key? Where's the key? Where's the key? There you go. Where's the banana?
Says that's a good impression. Yeah.
Nice. Where's the elephant? Where's the hyena?
Good night, gorilla. You know that book?
It's he'll
I
he'll
thought-
go.
wait, that's a gorilla? Show that picture again?
yeah, it's gorilla.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a really weird short dude.
No, it's a gorilla.
No.
Like he'll know. Like I'll ask him in this picture where the balloon is. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if I can see it.
Oh,
It's like
no.
really tiny right there.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's tiny.
But he'll go over like his name on one of the pages. The security guard's name is Joe. He's got a little name tag that says Joe. So I'm like, "Where's Joe?" And he'll point to Joe.
Wow.
The armadillo, the bottle. You got everything down. It's like a seek and find with him.
No.
Fair enough.
Pretty good.
Ah.
No, I don't want to know what the gorilla thinks about me.
Ah.
Yeah, Luca's a night owl. He stays up with me. It's hockey season. I train him for hockey season. Those West Coast swings where it's a 10 o'clock start.
All right. Well, why don't we call it a night since we're done with Star Wars trivia and
Yeah.
you have to read a book?
Yeah, we're gonna go read Goodnight Gorilla. Right?
Good night, weird short man.
Okay, let's go read the book.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. We have we listed over we listed I'm frozen. That's
Oh,
weird.
you are frozen.
Well, good time to take off then. We listed over like 45 episodes. If you missed it, go back and watch it. Tell us in your comments
Don't touch
down below as well what your favorite shows were. Did we miss any? And like and all that stuff.
Yep.
The little like button stuff.
To answer Matt's question, Luca's not going to shave until the Rangers win. So, just it might be a big beard at that point.
That would be weird.
Mhm.
All right. I'm going to take off since I'm frozen.
Yeah, that's weird that you're still frozen.
Yeah. I'm just holding very still.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm a ventriloquist. I'm getting murdered by the puppet right now.
If the puppet started moving and you were still frozen, that would, yeah.
It's right behind me right now, like right over my shoulder. The whole thing froze because the horror. That's how
Scott's got
horror-
a good point, though. At least it wasn't like a frozen screen with your mouth wide open, your tongue hanging out or something.
Oh, I know, with like one eye closed and all that.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
right.
I'm gonna go out on a high note.
Yeah. You want to say bye? Say bye.
Oh.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.